Let's now welcome the next speaker, Ayah Jaghoub, as she talks about the art of saying no.
Raise your hand if you often struggle with saying the word no. A two-letter word, so easy to pronounce, yet so hard to say. For as long as I can remember, I was the yes person. If someone needed help, I was there. If someone asked for a favor, I couldn't refuse. It didn't matter how tired, busy, or stressed I was, I always said yes, convinced that pleasing others meant everything would be fine. I thought that as long as no one was disappointed in me, I was doing the right thing. But as the years passed, something shifted. The constant yes started to weigh me down. I felt overwhelmed, like I was carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations on my shoulders. I was stretched too thin, mentally exhausted, and I noticed something worse. I was becoming disconnected from the things that mattered to me most. My family, my friends, my personal well-being, and even my own sense of self. It was during one of those overwhelming moments that I asked myself, why don't I ever say no? Why was it so hard to protect my own well-being? And why did I feel guilty for wanting to? What I realized was that saying no wasn't about rejecting others. It was about reclaiming my own clarity. It was about giving myself the space to prioritize what truly matters and to build deeper and more meaningful connections with those who matter most. People who struggle with saying no, or people pleasers, as you may call them, often do this to avoid disappointing others or jeopardizing their relationships. But without setting boundaries, it's easy to lose sight of what matters most. The word no can either serve as a really powerful tool or a word that makes your heart feel cruel. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've spent countless hours working on an important essay for school. You've poured your heart and energy into it. And when you finally hit the submit button, you feel accomplished. Then suddenly, your phone lights up with messages from classmates asking to use your essay as their own. You're stuck in that moment of indecision. Do you say yes to avoid disappointing them and feeling guilty, or do you say no to protect your work and efforts? If you say yes, what happens? Your hard work suddenly feels like it means nothing. Others take credit for the time and energy that you put in, and you're left with frustration. But if you say no, you prioritize yourself and the effort you invested. You protect what's valuable to you and learn to make decisions that honor your time and energy. People and you learn to make decisions that honor your time and energy. To many people, saying no can come off as rude. However, it has nothing to do with being rude, as saying no can and should always be done politely. Now, when I say politely, I don't mean apologizing. I mean being firm, standing by your values, and showing respect for both your time and for the time of others. For example, you could say, no, I cannot commit to that as I have other responsibilities to fulfill. Or, I wish I could, but no, right now I can't because I have other commitments. Notice how these responses are firm, kind, and respectful without saying the word sorry. Always remember, it is them who have come to you with a request, and you're under no obligation to say yes. Let's say a request comes in, but time constraints make it hard to take on. Instead of outright saying no, consider suggesting an alternative time frame. This keeps the door open for future possibilities. Before deciding, reflect on how it impacts you. Is it something you want to do? Will it disrupt your plans? And if you had enough time, would you rather choose to spend that spare time on doing something you love, or are you simply doing the favor just to avoid feeling guilt? When people see us standing firm in our decisions, It creates an environment of respect, not giving anyone the chance to see you as weak and use that perception to take advantage of you. Most of us feel the need to say yes, to be polite, or to avoid hurting others. But in contrast, we end up hurting ourselves. In fact, those who find it hard to say no are more likely to face burnout and to be stressed all the time. No one wants to say the word no, because the word literally means rejection. And no one wants to reject someone that means something to them. But, as they say, practice makes man perfect. Saying no when necessary, as often as you can, will help you become more comfortable with the word over time. Yes and no are a matter of choice, and choosing the direction is in your own hands. You choose what you want to spend your time on and what you want to pursue. Thank you.